Within just the Milky Way Galaxy, there are estimated to be between 100 and 400 billion stars. About 20% of them, around 50 billion, are stars similar to our Sun. And remember, life doesn't necessarily require a Sun-like star to emerge. But let's focus only on those type of stars for now. It's estimated that at least 10 billion of these stars have at least one rocky planet, and on average, about 5 planets orbit each one. And pay attention, this is only the Milky Way Galaxy. Within the observable universe, there are at least 100 billion galaxies, and if we include dwarf galaxies, that number rises to somewhere between 7 and 8 trillions. But don't be fooled by the word dwarf. Even those galaxies contain billions of stars. In brief, the universe could hold not just different forms of life, but trillions of planets capable of sustaining similar life to that on Earth. So then, where is this extraterrestrial life? On a summer day in the 1950s, during an ordinary lunch at the Los Alamos National Laboratory, Edward Teller, Herbert York, and Enrico Fermi gathered together. At the time, they were discussing the frequent UFO reports appearing in newspapers. The papers were debating the possibility of other forms of life in the universe, and even suggesting that objects faster than light might be discovered by 1960. According to the story, Enrico Fermi suddenly jumped up at that moment and asked his famous question, "Where is everybody?" Statistically speaking, the universe should be teeming with life, and yet, by to this day, no one has produced a single piece of evidence proving that UFOs are actually alien spacecraft, nor have our telescopes or space probes found any sign of life. That's what we call the Fermi paradox. Logically, the Fermi paradox has only two possible solutions. Aliens don't exist, or they exist, but we haven't detected them yet. Of course, there could be thousands of reasons why aliens don't exist or why, but we have some ideas. Great filter. A filter in this context represents a barrier, one that's incredibly difficult for life to overcome. Maybe life exists at molecular level, but an intelligent life form like us never develops. In other words, there is a barrier between Type 0 and Type 3 civilization that intelligent life cannot cross. But now the question is, as humanity, have we crossed this barrier, or will we ever be able to? Think of it this way. For us to detect extraterrestrial intelligent life, that life would have to have passed through all the stages from non-living existence to an advanced civilization and still be in existence. Therefore, if aliens for any reason never reach the point of building a civilization and emitting signals, we would naturally never be able to detect them. Maybe aliens exist, but we are looking at the wrong place at the wrong time. For example, if these civilizations like us only rose in the last few thousand years, the light emitted by them might not have reached the Earth yet. After all, the speed of light isn't infinite. Therefore, when we look into the deeps of space, we are seeing planets and stars as they were million years ago, not as they are today. For instance, if you were to look at Earth from 70 million light years away with a super powerful telescope, you wouldn't see intelligent life, you would see the dinosaurs. That's because the light reaching them left our planet 70 million years ago. SETI paradox. Maybe other civilizations like us don't actually send signals into space. Instead, they simply listen to signals from space because it's cheaper and safer. After all, even we have only deliberately sent a few signals into space. However, advanced civilizations might be using entirely different types of signals, and we might lack the technology to detect them. After all, here on Earth, we mostly listen for radio signals, but a Type 3 civilization certainly wouldn't be limited to use only radio signals. Finally, one of the biggest reasons we don't see alien civilizations is the unbelievable distances in the universe. As I explained in the video, how big is the universe? The universe is mind-blowingly big, and life could have arisen on planets millions of light years apart.